to My Mind and My World. My name is Justine Herveen, also known as Creative Chameleon. And before I start this video, please like and subscribe. My magic is always brewed with a little bit of support. And if you aren't already, please follow me on my IG account at Creative Chameleon, as I do magical things over there as well. So we're just gonna jump right into this video. This video clearly is the name of the title, Tattoos and Piercings, and I'm pretty much going to go in depth of the tattoos and piercings that I do have. It's not a lot, so we're just going to get right into it. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so for the tattoos, I'll probably like zoom in a little bit more and give you guys like a more in-depth look of what it is, just because I think for the piercings I'm just gonna kind of like talk through it because they're literally on my ears and you can visibly see them. There's no need for in close. Plus, you know, I'm all au natural when it comes to like cleaning out my ears, so I don't have time for y'all to be coming at me in the comments. So we'll just start off. I'll start off with my favorite piercing that I actually have right now, and that is my septum. I believe I got my septum when I was like 19. This was like obviously for me being like rebellious. I was like, ooh, like I'm finally able to do it. My parents said once I'm 18 I can get a piercing, I can do whatever I want. So obviously that was the one that I got. I love it. I've switched this ring out so many times. It's ridiculous. I've like enlarged it, I've shrunk it back. It's like a whole thing, but I love septum rings. I feel like they're so versatile, and it's also something that you can wear professionally, unprofessionally, just by like pushing it up there. And then we'll continue on with the nose. Obviously I got piercing on my nose. I think almost everyone has at least that, and I honestly took it from my sister. She got her piercing first because she's a little bit older than me, so I was just like, oh, I want to nose piercing too, but I like got it opposite of where she got it, so it would seem like it was like more unique and authentic, but it wasn't. And then also shout out if you're like a younger sibling too, and you do that stuff where you're like, oh, I'm gonna take what my old siblings did, but like pretend that I thought of it myself and try to make it like more me. We all know that we just copping, but excuse me guys. So I have gauges. Obviously I did not have gauges at first. My ears were pierced when I was like really young, so obviously after time and time I was just like, yo, I need to get these gauges. The like emo in me was like, oh my god, why haven't you gotten them? So I tried to do them on my second hole, which I used to have. That was a bust. Guys, if you are doing like gauging and you're doing like the starter kit, I know there are people out there who are probably going to tell you, you can skip steps and you just like push it through, and that's exactly what I did, and they ended up rejecting and closing. So if you have any friends like that, you need to reevaluate your friends because they're not trying to help you. And then we'll just move into the last two piercings that I have, which is my Helix, I think this is what it's called. I got this out of whim. Like some of the stuff I be doing to myself is all off of whim. It's never decisions, at least with my piercings. Tattoos a little different, but like with my piercings I was just like, let's just go for it, let's just do it, and this is what it is. And then the last one is my tragus. This is literally the only piercing on my body that I have yet to remove since I got it pierced. I don't know if people know this or people like have some hidden talent who can do it, but getting a freaking tragus piercing out of your ear is like one of the most hardest things to do. I've literally tried like pliers. I'm so afraid to even try them that close to my ear, but you know, I just like want a really cute like swooper thing, but you know, I'm into the hoop, so maybe I'll keep it just for the sake. But I got this when I was 19 in college. It was at one of the most shadiest places ever, like one of those like background like kind of like sketch places that you go into where they like cover it with a sheet. That is literally how I got this tattoo, and it was one of the most painful tattoos. Why did I just say tattoos? Piercings. One of my most painful piercings I ever got, but I love it. I obviously want to get more. I obviously want to add more piercings to my body. I used to have a few that aren't on here right now just because they've rejected. I got pierced under my lip. Guy pierced it horribly. Will never not check. I'm gonna be like, yo, you need to put it all the way down if you're gonna like come at me with a face piercing, because it was like catching onto my teeth. It was so painful. I had to take it out the same day I got it pierced. And then my dermals, I had 2 on my chest. I don't know if you can see like little faint spots, but like I had to take those out. One like grew over my skin, or my skin grew over the piercing. It was a struggle within itself. So I had to remove those. And then I had the second hole, as I mentioned. And then I had 2 other piercings in my ears that also closed and rejected. I'm just not really good with cleaning and like hygiene when it comes to the piercings, and that's like really trifling, but I'm trying. So like as an adult now, you know, like I'm more woke about what I need to do, but it was my dike and my conch that I had, and I had them both in the same ear. So I think I'm gonna swish it out, re-get my dermals. Obviously I'm getting these piercings back, guys. It's gonna be a whole new girl, and I'm thinking of doing like a eyebrow, but you guys let me know about the eyebrow, if I would look like good with it or not, because you know sometimes that's like debatable. You know, some people can pull it off, some cannot. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into the tattoos, just because I'm gonna try to like, I literally recorded this video and it was so long the first time I did it, so we're gonna go through this quick. So I think I have 8 tattoos all in total, 9 if I count the same one that's continued separate on my wrist. But my first one is And Beyond on my chest. As you can see, it doesn't look like you can see it, but we'll like insert a clip right here. So this was a sister tattoo. My sister has To Infinity, and then I have And Beyond. We grew up with Disney. Toy Story was like one of those movies that we like as a family always were really into and still into. So it kind of was like a connection of our family as well as us like in our bond as sisterhood. So really love that tattoo. Honestly, one of my faves. And then we're gonna move on to the wrist. So the wrist that says Stay Strong. And we'll just like insert a better clip in here. So I got my Stay Strong tattoo inspired by Demi Lovato, who she's like a singer. She used to be on Disney, all this other stuff. If you don't know her, if you do, then you know, I don't need to explain. So she has dealt with eating disorders, self-harm, as well as depression. She came out as being bipolar, dealing with a lot of issues mentally and stuff like that. And during that same time that she had came out with her like Stay Strong documentary and everything, I was dealing with that same thing myself in my adolescence, with like eating disorders, self-harm, and just depression and anxiety in general. So that was kind of like my tribute to my young self, and kind of reminding my young self that there are better alternatives to, you know, like releasing pain and expressing your pain and emotions without like self-harm and without like self-medicating and, you know, like all of that. So that's essentially why I got that tattoo. It's honestly such a great reminder as to, you know, like who I was and who I am. And, you know, like it's something that does not go away. So it's always like a great reminder to have, especially in like my hard struggling times, you know? So on my forearm, I'm gonna just like insert a clip right here. But my forearm says, a question that sometimes drives me hazy, am I or the others crazy? And this was from Albert Einstein. I don't really need to go into depth. If you don't know who Albert Einstein is, I'm sorry. But I actually pulled this quote from an episode of a crime show, Criminal Minds, if you guys don't know what that show is. But they go in depth of the minds of criminals and kind of see like what makes them tick based off of this and that, you know, because like there's always a reason behind everything. Not everyone is like, you know, born pure evil, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really into all of that anyways. So like it was like one of those quotes that they threw out in one episode, and the episode focused on mental health and mental illness and kind of like the stigmas that are behind it. And as I mentioned before with my Stay Strong, I kind of like deal and am very involved in that, and like being very woke and pushing a lot of positivity when it comes to like pushing down those stigmas of mental illness. So I kind of liked that idea because I think a lot of the times when people who do have mental illnesses, the word crazy is so like triggering sometimes and so like offensive. And I think that in this kind of quote, it's taking it back. It's like, who is crazy truly? Like, do we truly know? Is it something that we ourselves can help because of our bodily chemicals and like how our bodies and minds work? Or is it just kind of how like the world perceives what crazy is? So that was kind of my concept behind why I got that. So yeah. So I have 2 tattoos on the back of my arms. I'm really into symmetry when it comes to tattoos. So like I really do obviously want to get this one filled so that it matches this one, but like that's what I've noticed too. Like I'm very like into the, if it's on one side, it's on the other side. It just happened to be that way, which is weird, but I'm liking that vibe. But yeah, I'm just gonna insert the 2 clips of the tattoos on the back of my arm, and then we'll talk to those 2. I'll kind of like jumble them all in because these 2 are just not worth a long explanation. Okay, so the mushroom is like obviously just like a kind of like whim of the thing. You know those flash tattoo kind of like charts that people like put up and they're like, oh yeah, like $100 for this. So obviously that was the one that I got. Like I said before, I'm plant-based. I'm very into sustainable living and like waste-free stuff and medicinal like properties, all of that jazz. And obviously there are medicinal mushrooms. Mushrooms are really like a staple for vegans and plant-based eaters. They're staple in like healing processes and other psychedelic kind of things like that. So that is essentially why I got that tattoo, because you know, I'm all about all of that, and I feel like that was a little like cute tribute to like who I am and all of that. So, and I love mushrooms, so why not? And then, so for the other one, the little sunflower, I don't know if it came up well on camera, but it's supposed to be blue. Like a blue kind of like this. It did not show up that way, which is so sad. I think it was just like, I don't know. I think it was like the healing process. I didn't really like take care of that one really well when it was healing, so that was probably on me. But I literally just got that tattoo because sunflowers are my favorite flower, and like blue is like my color. Like it's my aesthetic. I think I throw blue in about anything I can, whether it's my hair, whether it's like some little tiny thing, I'm gonna have blue. Like the opal in my necklace. Well, like I just love it. It's such a cute color. So it's like, this is me. So obviously I'm gonna like do it. So those are just like spur of the whim kind of tattoos, but I like how they all turned out. I'm hoping this video is not long. I'm gonna be so upset if it's longer than the first one that I did, because it is hot in this room and I'm talking quick. So I am going to kind of like insert each tattoo on my leg. So I'll talk about the first one. So I'll just insert that in right now. Alright, so for that one, it's one of like my most bigger tattoos. It is also one of my favorites as well. I loved the concept of this. So I'll kind of like insert a clip of what my inspiration for it was. So here we go. It's like this statuesque kind of like person, and I was like, oh my god, how great would that be if I kind of like had the concept to do that, but with how I look, and like throw a little like astrology and magic in there. So obviously I did. If you saw in the photo, there's a constellation of what Scorpio is, and then there's a constellation of Gemini. And in my intro video, I kind of go in depth of my chart. So I am a rising Scorpio, a sun Scorpio, and then a Gemini moon. And as I said before, I'm really into astrology, so obviously I had to pay some tribute in a tattoo for that. And I really love the way the girl that did this tattoo detailed how the chick looks. Like, obviously she's not plus size, which I myself should have like recommended. I didn't even think about it, but we'll probably get another one with a plus size girl up in there. But I like the definition that she gives, and then like she really did well with like the facial features of me. She added my septum. She did so much. It was crazy, and I really, really loved how it turned out. And then for the planets that are on the legs, those are just like my ruling planets, which is Mars, Mercury, and Pluto. Alright guys, this is the last freaking tattoo. Oh my gosh, I'm like sitting in front of direct sunlight, so let's get through this. So I'll just insert a little clip of this one. So the last tattoo I just talked about is very similar to this one, but I actually got this one first, but it's not my favorite, so that's why I talked about that one first. I really like this one because I kind of got a concept off of Pinterest, and I'll just like insert that clip in right now. And from that clip, I kind of was like, oh my God, it's so like whimsical. It's so like astrology. It's screaming me. So obviously I had to get it tattooed on my body. But like I said, I like to switch and customize out my tattoos because obviously I am not white. I am not skinny. I don't look like these people or these things. And I want that to represent me. So obviously I'm going to tattoo people who look like me or who are me. And that's exactly what it was. And I loved this concept of how I'm different. My face and my stuff is different on this side, and then it's different on the other side, because at both times that I was getting those tattoos, I looked completely different. So I like that like contrast of like different faces, different people. And like, I don't know, because I only have like 2 signs because I'm double in another on my chart, I'm just like, this girl's the Scorpio girl and this girl is the Gemini. But like, that's just a whole like little inside joke. But I really honestly am very pleased with all of the tattoos that I have. Obviously, I have so much more that I want to do. It's insane. But yeah, those are it for now. So I'm just gonna like end it there, you know? If you have stayed till the end of this video, thank you so much. I hope it wasn't long. I hope I didn't talk too fast, and I hope you got everything out of it that you needed to. I appreciate you guys supporting me as always. Please make sure to like and subscribe and follow me on IG. I do so many magical creations over there. It's crazy. And also just like, let me know if you guys have any other suggestions that you want me to do, anything in the works that you think that would be really good for this page, and I will see you guys soon. I appreciate it.